Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Today, I want to talk about a very fun subject for me. The most delusional football fan bases in America. Who's ready to piss some people off? Let's start with the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan Wolverine fans love to poke their head up every single year and talk about how great their tradition is and how great of a football program they are. And how this is going to be their year, finally. Michigan claims 11 national titles in football. Now, almost all of those national titles that they claimed were early in the 1900s. The latest one, 1947, which they claimed. They had one in the early 90s, which I think was disputed. And so they don't have any real national titles as far as playing a national title game. If you ask an Ohio State fan, they will tell you that Michigan doesn't really have any real national titles. You have to understand that a long time ago, long before the BCS, lots of schools claimed national titles. As a matter of fact, lots of schools, more than one school, multiple schools in that same year claim the same national title. You can't have more than one team claiming a national title and be real about it. So it's disputable whether they have one or none, depending on who you ask. But if you walked up on the street and asked any normal person who's not really educated in the history of college football, is Michigan an elite football program? Do you think that they've won lots of titles over the years? Almost all of them would say yes. They don't know any better. Is Michigan one of the most notable brands in all of college football? Yes, they are. Is Michigan one of the winningest football programs in the history of college football, just as far as regular wins go? Yes, they are. But in terms of national titles, over the 100 plus years, they can only really claim one, and that's under debate. And if you talk to any Michigan fan, they will pretend as if they have been a dominant football program for 100 years, and that's nothing but a lie. Don't believe it. Oh, by the way, your savior, Jim Harbaugh, going into his 5th year there, hasn't even finished better than 3rd in his own division and has lost every game at Ohio State. But I bet you're going to tell me now that they're one of the best teams in the country still. Second on the list, my favorite South Carolina Gamecocks. Now, if you didn't grow up where I grew up and have been surrounded your whole life by Gamecock fans, you may not completely understand this, but I'm going to tell you right now, listen to me, the delusion is real. One of the least successful football programs in the history of all college football. Hell, Syracuse and Duke have more success historically than they do. At least Syracuse has a title, and they even have a losing record to Duke. A humiliating lifetime record to their in-state rival Clemson. Never won a national title, never won an SEC title, never won a New Year's Six bowl game, and back when they were in the ACC a million years ago, they even sucked at that. Despite all of that, if you ran into an average Gamecock fan on the street today, they would try to convince you that they are on the way up. Say what? No one believes you. I'll be right back. I'm about to eat some chicken. Next on the list, University of Southern California fans. Yeah, I guess that Southern Cal can be considered a all-time powerhouse. I'm not going to dispute that. But if you talk to a Southern Cal fan today, they'll have you thinking that it's 1998 and Snoop Dogg is smoking weed in the locker room with them. Let's all admit what really happened that year that Southern Cal played Texas in the national championship game. That Southern Cal team that was bought and paid for, and that is not even disputed at this point. You bought the best, most elite talent from around the country and still got beat. I don't care how many national titles you have. I don't care how long you've been running California and the rest of the West Coast. I'm not even talking about that. All I'm saying is that in 2018, today, trust me, nobody's scared of you. Between the contact high from Snoop Dogg's blunts and the blood alcohol level of Steve Sarkisian, you fans have gone foobar. And you even managed to make a great talent like Sam Darnold look average in college. And last but not least, some of my favorite friends on YouTube, I love y'all, Miami fans. Now, I won't say that all Miami fans are delusional, because I've actually become pretty good friends with a lot of you guys over the last year since I started my channel. But there are a couple of half-retarded trolls, Dennis Wilson, who are 2 croutons short of a salad and 2 eggs short of an omelet. If you think that anyone's scared of you after almost 2 decades in the ACC and no conference titles, whoosh, did you feel that? That's reality. Nobody cares what you did in the 80s and 90s. It's 2018, bitch! To be fair, I am kind of delusional myself. Pigskin Pete checking out.